So before we begin, I want to remind you to like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification so you can be made aware every time we put out a new video. And remember to check us out on Instagram, and now you can also find us on Facebook for exclusive content. Let's get to it. Hey everybody, and welcome to another edition of All Things Universal Orlando. Today, we're going to be looking at the top 5 mistakes you should avoid when going to Halloween Horror Nights. Now, let me just say this. There's right ways to do things, there's wrong ways to do things. And some of the things I might think are great, you might hate. Some of the things you think are great ideas, I might hate. That's not really the point. What I'm trying to get at is these are just things in my experience that you should avoid. I think if you avoid these 5 things, and there's an honorable mention, you'll have a better experience at HHN. And isn't that the point? You're paying extra money to go to this. It's not included in your ticket. It's not included in your annual pass unless you've got the highest premier one that they have. And then you only get one entrance, one night of that. And I don't think you can do HHN in one night. So with all of that being said, between September 3rd and October 31st of this year, here's the way I think you should approach Halloween Horror Nights and the 5 things you shouldn't do.
Great Scott, number 5.
Number 5, don't try to do it all in one night. I just said, I don't think realistically you can get it all done in one night, not even in the first week, which is usually not that busy. Second week, even slower. I just don't think it can be done. And if you do try to get it all done in one night and you get there right as it opens and you stay all the way till 1 in the morning when it closes, all you're going to be doing is waiting in line. That's what you're going to be doing. Certainly if you don't have Express Pass. And Express Pass is another $100 tacked on top of that, roughly. So I wouldn't even suggest trying to do this in one night. It's not worth it. To me, it's a waste of money. You'll kill yourself, and all you'll be doing is standing in line. You'll get to know who you're going to the park with real well, because all there is to do is talk to each other while you stand in line. It's exciting, and there's a great atmosphere, and the buzz is there. It's electric. It is, for sure. But after the 3rd or 4th house, when you've been waiting in line 45 minutes or so, oh boy, is it just going to make for a long night. Spend the extra money, get another night. Maybe if you don't want to buy a package, which might be somewhere on this list coming up, at least buy 2 nights. Right now, you can get some pretty good prices on tickets, and we'll talk about that coming up as well. If you order your tickets ahead of time, you can save up to $30+ on the park entrance to Halloween Horror Nights. It's a great deal, and you should do it. Certainly if HHN is your thing. It is mine. We don't miss it. Every year we go back. We plan to go in September so we can participate in Halloween Horror Nights. And for all of those reasons, don't try to do this all in one night. All you're going to do is stand in line. Believe me, I've done it. It's fun, but it's not taking advantage of it. And that is the 5th mistake you should avoid when going to HHN. One night just isn't enough. Come to terms with that and move forward with your plans.
Number 4, boo boo be doo boop.
Number 4 is a bit unique, and this one is geared more towards people who are staying on site, but not necessarily. This could be somebody who's coming in. Don't forget, you're going to need to take a break or a rest. Now, I want you to imagine you're staying on site, you're on vacation like we are, and you go to the theme park, and you're there all day. You get there at park opening like we do. You stay all day to take advantage of it, and then by the time you're leaving the park, HHN is getting ready to start, and you're like, hey, we've got the ticket, let's go do it. And then you realize about 2 hours in that you're exhausted because you've been walking all day long. You didn't take the proper break. You didn't take a rest. Now, if you're staying on site, listen, end your park day early. End it at 2. Get there at park opening. That's a great idea. End at 2. Go back, have a swim in the pool, take a nap, chill out for a few hours, and then show up rested for HHN. It is open from 6:30 to 1 o'clock in the month of September, and then it stays open until 2 in the morning through the month of October. But you don't want to kill yourself. You're going to be walking all day, and your legs are going to hurt. Even before you go to HHN, my legs are going to be killing me, probably just like yours. Now, kids, you're probably not going to have to deal with that problem because you're kids. But if you're over 30, your legs are going to hurt, and you're going to be tired. So, of course, wear great shoes and all of those things. But my advice to you is midday, 2 o'clock, 2:30, no later than 3. Go home. Go to the hotel. Go to the resort. Do what you're going to do. Take a nice, long, early dinner and relax. Because when you come back for HHN, there's a new atmosphere. And the ambiance is amazing, and there is energy, and it is exciting. In your first 2 hours, you're going to be pumped and ready to go. And then you're going to crash if you don't rest. For all of those reasons, because you're waiting in line, and that is tiring. Waiting in line, just standing there, not moving for long stretches, will wear you out. It will. There is nowhere to sit when you're in line. You're just standing there waiting, moving slowly. It will wear you out at the end of the day if you haven't rested up for it. The number 4 mistake you should avoid is not getting rest. Don't do it. Cut your park day a little bit early and then hit HHN. You'll be glad you did.
Tree and a hop. Wait, tree or tree and a hop?
The third mistake that you want to avoid is not buying HHN exclusive merchandise while it's available. Pizza fries, s'more fries. You can only get them during HHN. Get them. They're great and they're available. You're going to wait in line for that too, but it's worth it. It's just the experience of it. They're not the best things in the world, but they're pretty good. Now, I'm saying that with Carla being an Italian cook, and so I know where my bread is buttered, but I get the pizza fries every time. She laughs at me, but I get them anyways because they're good and I can only get them there, and I can only get them then. Same thing with merchandise, shirts. Mia gets a shirt every time we go. She wants to remember the experience. HHN is her favorite thing, and I'm telling you right now, she's so looking forward to the Haunting of Hill House house that I guarantee you she gets a Haunting of Hill House shirt. I just guarantee it. And so you can only get it during this time. Now, there are certain bits of merchandise that don't sell out during the event, and you can buy them at a discount the following year and in the months that follow the close of HHN. You can take that chance if you want, but there's no guarantee you're going to get what you want. They have everything: phone cases, mugs, shot glasses, keychains, buttons, pins, you name it, they've got it, but it's only available during the event. So don't let it pass by and then not have to, you won't be able to get something that you really wanted to get. You'll be looking for it on eBay and you're going to pay more than if you just bought it while you were there. Save up the $35 for a shirt if you want. It's worth it at that time because you can't get it any other time. And for all of those reasons, not purchasing HHN exclusive stuff is the third mistake you could be making. Don't do it.
Number 2.
The second thing that I think you should avoid, the mistake that you don't want to make, is not being prepared for sensory overload. I've experienced this. We were with somebody at the park who wasn't prepared for what they were dealing with. And it was difficult and it was challenging. And this person walked away in tears at one point and swore never to go back. And it was only because this person wasn't prepared for it. And here's what I'm talking about. There is so much energy, so much going on, so much taking place, so much happening, and it's all loud. The music is so very loud no matter where you are. Whether you're walking through a scare zone, whether you're in a house, it's just a constant barrage of loud music. And it's high energy, and it just has that ability of creating anxiety in you, which is what it's supposed to do. But if you're not prepared for that, you might not be expecting it. Maybe bring some earplugs. I don't know. That's up to you. In addition to that, you're going to find strobe lights and just blinking and flashing lights all over the place. And if you've got a problem with that, this is going to be a struggle for you in this event. And you need to know about it going in. And that's why I've got it so high on this list because I think it's important. I think you will wind up paying money for a ticket that you don't enjoy, that you hate, that you wish you didn't do. And you're going to miss out on an event that if you prepare for it, you can probably handle in a better frame of mind. I think if you know what you're up against going in, you can change yourself and psych yourself up to deal with it. And I think it's important to me that you understand that. I won't make this mistake again. When we do this again, I know what to expect. And if you've never been, you won't know what you're getting into. For those of you who've been there many times, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The music is loud. The crowd has more energy. The lights are blinking. You're being chased with chainsaws. It's scary. Your anxiety level's high to begin with. And if you don't know what to expect and you don't understand what you're dealing with, this can be a struggle for you and it will ruin your time and ruin your experience. And for all of those reasons, not preparing for sensory overload properly is the number 2 mistake I think you should avoid at HHN. Now, before I get to the number 1, I have an honorable mention for you. And this one could have been on the list. If I made a top 6, it would have been. In fact, it probably could have been higher. Don't take the scare zones for granted. A lot of people do. They think HHN is all about the houses and they miss out totally on the scare zones. There's some really exceptional theming that has taken place in the scare zones. The scare actors are there and they'll scare you, and that's the point, right? You're supposed to walk through there looking around and being scared. So you're not paying attention to the theming and everything that's going on around you. But if you do, you're going to see that it's very well done. They've put you in the middle of a horror film, so to speak. And they put you in the middle of chaos, and it's terrifying. It's awesome, but it's terrifying. And I don't think you should miss out on what's going on. Don't just walk through it to get through it. Walk through it and take it in. Allow yourself to be scared. Admire the makeup and everything that's gone into the scare actors that are there. They put in their time to help scare you, and some of them do it just because it's fun and a little extra money on the side, but some of them are very good at it, and they know how to catch you, they know how to spot you, and they know how to chase you without touching you, terrifying you. So don't miss the scare zones. Don't just walk through them like they're just another part of this. They're a huge part of this, an integral part of it, and you don't want to miss that. For all those reasons, not missing the scare zones is a mistake you don't want to make, and that comes in as your honorable mention. So before we get to the number 1, I'm going to count down the top 5 so far. Number 5, don't try to do this all in one night. You're just going to ruin your time because all you're going to be doing is waiting in line, and you're going to be very frustrated by the end of the night. Number 4, don't forget to rest. Take a break, midday, chill out for a few hours, swim in the pool, go in the hot tub, take a nap, do what you got to push yourself to be ready for the long night coming. Number 3, don't miss out on the HHN exclusives. There's usually a lot of them, and they're all good, and you don't want to miss out. Number 2, I just got through talking about sensory overload. Know what you're getting into. Do some preparation. Watch videos on YouTube. Get a feel for what you're up against, and recognize this might just not be your event, but if you prepare for it, I think you're going to love it. So here it is.
Hey, number 1.
The number 1 mistake I think you should avoid when going to HHN, not getting a multi-day pass. You know, number 5 was don't try to do it all in one day. The reason that's number 5 is because I don't think you can. It could have been higher, I suppose, but it ties in with this one pretty nicely if we bookend this countdown with it. There are a lot of options for you, a ton of them. My favorite option is the 2 nights for the price of 1, because if you buy it in advance, you can get it for about $70, $71. Right now, they're not offering it. And I think because of COVID and all the financial hits that they've taken, they're not going to offer it. But they do have some other options that are pretty nice. Right now, a single night ticket is $70.99 if you buy it in advance. And that's up to a $30 discount by buying in advance. So buy your tickets in advance. That kind of goes without saying. That's in everything. That's not on the countdown because that's a duh moment. So buy your tickets in advance. Don't buy them at the door. You're going to pay much, much more. I don't think you need to buy an express pass for HHN if you go more than 1 night. If you go 2 nights, yes, you're going to be waiting in line, but you can hit every house that you want and not have to pay the exorbitant amount of money for express. So I don't recommend express for HHN. Some people do, and if that's in your wheelhouse and in your budget, go for it. God bless you for it. I just don't think you need it. You can pay less money for a second night ticket than you can for 1 night of express. I'd rather have that and experience HHN twice before I bought the express pass. Some other things. This is what we're doing this year. We're going to be a part of the Rush of Fear Pass. $129.99. It's open for the first 16 nights that HHN is open. And you can pick however many of those nights that you want to go, up to 16. So for $129, which is less than the price of 2 tickets, I can go multiple nights as frequently as I want within the time space that is allowed to me, from 6:30 to 1 o'clock in the morning. So I have a number of options. So we're going to be doing that. That's what my family's decided to do. But they have other options as well. You can get the frequent Fear Pass for $159.99 and go up to 26 nights. That's pretty amazing. Another tier up, the frequent Fear Pass Plus for $189.99. You can go 35 nights. Now, I can't imagine going 35 nights, but it's available for you if you want it. And then the ultimate frequent Fear Pass is kind of like the annual pass of HHN. You can go as much as you want, do as many things as you want, as many times as you want. No express pass included, but it's every night that it's open is available to you, and that costs $284.99 per person. Those are all pretty good options, and if your budget can accommodate it, I recommend doing at least one of those. Even at $160 for the frequent Fear Pass, 26 nights, you have tremendous options. You don't feel like going one night? Don't go. Go the next night. You have plenty of options when you put together a pass and you plan it out ahead of time. I will grant you, if you live in Florida or right there in Orlando, you're going to get one of these passes because you can just pick night after night after night after night. But this is also beneficial to the people who travel in as well. Because if you're staying 4 or 5 nights, you never know what you're going to want to do. If you have the option of doing 4 or 5 nights, why not take advantage of it and pay less than you would if you paid a ticket per night? So for all of those reasons, the number 1 mistake you should avoid at HHN is not getting a multi-day pass of some kind. Now, I hope between now and opening that they offer the 2-for-1, because I think that's a great deal. I do think you can see everything you need and everything you want in 2 nights. But because they're not opening that, and I'm not going to wait anymore, my family and I, we got the Rush of Fear Pass. So for $130 a person, we can go up to 16 nights. We're probably only going to go 4, maybe 5. But it's a lot less money than if we paid per ticket. And that way we don't need Express, because we have many options over many nights. And like I said, for all of those reasons, that's the number 1 mistake you should avoid. Don't buy 1 day, 1 ticket. Get some form of pass. You'll be glad you did. Hey, that's your video. I want to tell you real quick. Do you like my shirt? You can get this on Teespring. You'll see a link to our store in the description below. Go ahead, check them out. We have many colors. They come in blue, they come in white, they come in black. Phone cases, coffee mugs, tumblers, you name it. It's pretty much up there if you like to support the channel. The money comes to me and it goes right back into this channel. I don't go out and buy extravagant things with it because, well, I don't get that much. But everything I get here, we put back into the channel to get you this good content. So you want to make sure you do that. Also, don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and the bell icon so you can be made aware every time we put out a new video. And of course, you know what's coming. Go do something awesome for somebody else today. Find somebody you don't know, or somebody you do know, it doesn't matter. Go out of your way to make their day better. Do something cool. Maybe it's just a phone call. Maybe you buy them an ice cream cone. Maybe you go take them a All Things Universal t-shirt. I don't know. You know. But go do it for them. Bless them and expect nothing in return. And watch what happens in your life. We'll see ya.